Everyone, and welcome again to my YouTube channel. Today we shall be looking at how to write the eyewitness report. Do you know how to write it? Let's see. Objectives of this presentation are as follows. One, to make students aware of the term report. Two, to make students cognizant of the differences between report writing and other types of writings. Three, to sensitize students to the format or structure of the eyewitness report. Four, to view a past paper question and, of course, highlight the key terms or information in the given situation. Five, to provide a sample response to the given past paper question. And six, to provide an opportunity for students to write a report based on a given situation. Let's just jump right in. What is a report? Do you know? Are you able to define the term report? If you are able to do so, share it in the comment section below. What is a report? Are you able to provide a definition for the term report? If you were, go ahead and pat yourself on the shoulder. Let's see if your definition is in accordance with what is stated. Is an organized, factual piece of writing based on a specific situation or experience. It is usually devoid of personal feelings or emotions, hence, it is written objectively and not subjectively. Are you in agreement with that definition? If you are, let me know in the comment section below. And if you are, leave a thumbs up. Are usually based on facts, hence opinions are avoided. What are facts, you may ask? Do you know what are facts? Facts are statements that can be proven to be true based on scientific evidence, research, documentation, and physical evidence. Are you able to think of some factual statements? Let's see. Nelson Mandela was the first president of South Africa. He served in 1994 to 1999. Facts. Water comprises of H2, which is hydrogen and oxygen. And that can be proven by scientific testing. Alright, so facts are statements that can be proven based on scientific testing or evidence, documentation, research, or physical evidence. So when writing your reports, you must bear that in mind that you are to use statements that can be proven based on these criteria. Rights report. Reports may be written by practically anyone. A scientist who is conducting an experiment in a lab. On a runway, just about anyone can be asked to write an eyewitness report. Teachers, students, nurses, doctors, patients. pedestrians, bystanders. So there you have it. Just about anyone can be asked to write an eyewitness report or a report in general. And it is important, therefore, that you pay close attention to the given situation and determine, in order for you to determine what type of eyewitness report you are going to be writing. Okay, students, let's jump right in to that aspect. Differences between report writing and other writings. Now, you would have discovered so far that report writing, number one, does not include opinions. Okay, all opinions are omitted from the report. Two, it does not include suggestions or make recommendations. Okay, suggestions should only be included if you're told, and recommendations should only be included if you're told or asked to do so. Thirdly, the report must be written objectively, and it is not biased. Okay, it doesn't show a preference. It's not subjective. It is written objectively. So, it is written also using formal language and tone. So you are going to avoid a conversational tone when writing your report. All irrelevant information, it must be removed or omitted from the report. Okay, so therefore anything that is not relevant or pertinent to the report in and of itself must be, of course, removed. Then six, usually written using the business letter structure, right? So the business letter structure is usually the format of the eyewitness report, as you're going to see now. So when you use a block format, this is usually the structure of the eyewitness report. So you'll have the sender's address. So the first three lines will comprise of the sender's address. Okay, the person that of course was written the report. Okay, good. Then of course, following the sender's address, you'll have the date, and then following the date, you'll have the recipient's or receiver's address, and then you will have the subject line. Then you will have your greetings or salutation, dear sir, madam. Then you'll have the body of your letter, which may consist of 3 or 4 paragraphs, given the nature of the situation that you are writing about. And of course, you'll have your closing and signature. Are you seeing it? I hope that this has been somewhat clear to you, right? Good. You understanding? So this will be the block format. If we can tackle a past paper question, and this past paper situation is taken from a January 2021 past paper, and it reads, study the situation presented below and then complete the task that follows. So here is the situation. The Road Safety Association RSA has expressed concerns about the increase in the number of traffic accidents, as yet another accident occurred on Saturday, the 2nd of January 2021 at the Arch Hall Junction. The accident, which involved a Toyota Corolla BX 115 and a Suzuki Swift PB 267, both driven by males, occurred at approximately 7:15 a.m. Mr. Ryan Lowe, in his Suzuki Swift, stopped at the junction to allow an elderly woman to cross the street. Mr. Kevin Brown was driving behind Mr. Lowe in his Toyota Corolla and did not realize that Mr. Lowe had stopped, and so ran into the back of his car. Luckily, Mr. Lowe did not hit the elderly woman. However, the rear park lights of his car were broken and the bumper totally damaged. The headlights and front bumper of Mr. Brown's car were destroyed. A bystander at the nearby bus stop and witnessed the accident. The insurance agent, Mrs. Julia Wright of Bestway Insurance Company, arrived at the scene of the accident and asked you to write a report for the insurance company. Write a report of the accident to be sent to Mrs. Wright. Your answer will be read, assessed on how well you 1. Format the report, 2. Select relevant and complete information, 3. Organize and express the information in your report, and 4. Use appropriate language, grammar, and mechanics to communicate your information. Are you able to complete this task? Well, let us see if we can identify all the pertinent information that is stated in or outlined in the situation given. Are you seeing them? Let's see. See if we can identify the key terms in the given situation. So the Road Accident Association RSA has expressed concerns about the increase in the number of traffic accidents as yet another accident occurred on Saturday, 2nd of January 2021. And so the date there is relevant. Where it had occurred is also important, at the Arch Hall Junction. Okay, so date as in specific date. Okay, good. Actual date of accident and where it happened is important. Okay, so you'd highlight those. The accident, which involved a Toyota Corolla PX115, that is also important because it gives us the specific details as to the cars that were involved, okay, or the type of vehicles involved. And as Suzuki Swift PB 267. Both drivers were male. Occurred at approximately 7:15 a.m. So again, the time of the accident is also relevant. Okay, so those information are highlighted. Mr. Ryan Lowe in his Suzuki Swift stopped at the junction to allow an elderly woman to cross the street. So we're getting now detail as to why the accident occurred. Okay, good. Mr. Kevin Brown was driving behind Mr. Lowe in his Toyota Corolla. So we know that the Toyota Corolla belonged to Kevin Brown. I did not realize that Mr. Lowe had stopped and so ran into the back of his vehicle. Luckily, Mr. Lowe did not hit the elderly woman. However, the rear park lights of the car were broken and the bumper totally damaged. The highlights of the front bumper of Mr. Brown's car were destroyed. So those are information now that would have been key information, are key points, right, that we will pull now from in order to write the eyewitness report. Okay, did you get all of that? I trust that you did. Let's get to the other slide. You are a bystander at the nearby bus stop when witnessed the accident. So in this case, you're acting as a bystander, okay, an eyewitness. The insurance agent, Mrs. Julia Wright of Bestway Insurance Company, arrived at the scene of the accident and asked you to write a report for the insurance company. So you notice you're given detail now as to who you're to write the report to. Bestway Insurance Company. And we know that the name of the insurance agent, Julia Wright, is also important or significant. Okay, and so we know that Bestway Insurance Company now would be the recipient of the letter. All right, or the report here. Report. The sample report reads 2 Winnie Avenue, Kingston 20, January 3rd, 2021. Bestway Insurance, 14 Newgates Boulevard, Kingston. Accident involving two vehicles on January 2nd, 2021. Dear sirs, I wish to inform you that there was an accident at approximately 7:15 a.m. at the Arch Hall Junction on January 2nd, 2021. The incident occurred when Mr. Lowe, the driver of the Toyota Corolla PX 115 stopped at the junction to allow an elderly woman to cross. Mr. Kevin Brown, the driver of the Suzuki Swift PB 267, did not realize that Mr. Liu had stopped and so ran into the back of his car. Luckily, Mr. Liu did not hit the elderly woman. However, the rear park lights of his car, were broken and the bumper totally damaged. Additionally, or also, the headlights and front bumper of Mr. Brown's car were destroyed. An insurance agent from your company, Mrs. Julia Wright, arrived on the scene and had requested this report. I trust it is helpful. Yours respectfully, Dave Davidson, Eyewitness. The Eyewitness Report. Well, it's important that students examine closely the given situation and pull from the given situation all the relevant information or details as it pertains to location, as it is in relation to place. Where did the incident occurred? Okay, right? That is important. Time as to when the incident occurred, whether it is specific time or approximated time, that needs to be specified in the report. How as to why the incident had occurred, or how, what were the details, what caused the incident or the accident, okay? What were the consequences? Were there anyone who was injured, etc.? Are the results of the occurrences? Was anyone arrested? Were documents exchanged? So all of those information are pertinent as it relates to the eyewitness report in the event of an accident. But of course, you know that you can write eyewitness report on other things, okay, which we're going to specify shortly. Trust that this information has been beneficial to you. If you have found the information beneficial so far, remember to like, share, and most definitely subscribe for more informative videos on topics that are pertinent to your getting a distinction in your CSEC examination. Question. Write a formal report based on the situation outlined below. While playing in the classroom during intermission, two boys accidentally smashed two window panes. As prefect of the class, write a formal report to be sent to your form teacher. Remember that reports students can take various forms as there are different types of report, okay? Right? And there are times when CXC does not give you should I say, sufficient information in the situation, so the information is somewhat minimal, right? And it will mean therefore that you have to think outside the box and come up with in terms of, as we mentioned earlier, in terms of location, where the situation took place. You might have, sometimes it's given, sometimes it's not, right? And as to the time, sometimes you have to fabricate that, okay? And as to why it occurred, here you would have to do a lot. In the one that was given earlier, the one that we did together, you would have seen that quite a lot of information was presented, but there are times when the information is somewhat minimal, as I mentioned earlier, and you will have to know, think about the questions that need to be answered in a written report, such as where, when, how, why, what were the consequences, okay? And if you can answer those, if you think about those, then you'll be able, in this case, you'll have to, of course, identify the two students, so you'll give them an identity. So names would be very pertinent, are important, okay, good. As to why it occurred, okay, you would have to, of course, create the scenario. What were they doing? Why they had smashed two window planes, okay, good. And then, of course, what were the consequences?
were they brought to the dean's office? Were the teachers reprimand them? Were their parents called in? You would have to, conjure up all of that. Okay, so but based on what we have stated earlier, you should be able to tackle this one. Okay, please share your responses. I will place a link in the description box below where you can of course link your reports, attempt to do your reports, and of course I can provide the relevant feedback. Okay, trust that this information on report writing has been beneficial. If it was, remember again to like, share, tell a friend, and subscribe. God bless you all the very best in your examinations.